I would say, and I know one of the most passionate, ardent alumni of Georgia Tech University. So a member of the Ramblin' Wreck is in the house right now. Dean of Enrollment Lawrence Camacho, and Miss Cameron Flores, who is the director of. Cami, what's your title again? I know you're a director. I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, very cool. But obviously, the both of you, your existence and the role that you play at UOG is to help people who have the drive and the dream of wanting to better themselves through education to actually achieve that goal. Chris was talking about this earlier. For many people, not just on Guam and not just in our island community, but the cost involved with it can be somewhat of a burden and can be substantially holding people back. But what we're talking about today is there's a webinar that actually shows people that college can be affordable, and there are programs that probably a lot of people don't know about that are basically sitting around saying, we want to help you, we want to make sure that you can go to college and make your dreams come true. So I've been yakking enough. I'm representing UOG class of 96 as I always do, so welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you, Jason. And I'm from the class of 97, so it's great to be here and joining the team this morning. So we appreciate the opportunity. As you already alluded to, we all know and understand how our students come to the university to have that sense of enrichment in their lives. And throughout this journey, we want to make sure that we are obviously a part of that, right? Not just from the teaching standpoint and the research standpoint and allowing our students to develop, but from the supporting effort standpoint, the enrollment management and student success, my job is to ensure that students are guided through this process outside of the classroom and are provided the support and the services they need. And so we are excited with this new project called the Triton Advising Center. It's a new initiative. It's part of the Parahulu plan of enriching and ensuring that the students have a great experience here at the university. And of course, advisement is a big part of their lives here. And in this journey, we're excited because it is a USDOE funded project, right? A grant that we've received to ensure that we have folks like the project director, as Cami had alluded to herself, and her specialists kind of guiding through this process. But the design is so that we are under the Enrollment Management and Student Success, the Triton Advising Center is the institution's compass to guide students towards graduation, right? It's a three-pronged approach, as you mentioned. First, beginning with the financial opportunities available to students that we want to make sure they understand are available for them through the regular workshops and developing financial literacy curriculum throughout, so that they understand that as they're traveling through this journey, they understand how best to afford the journey, number one, and then number two, that their investment in the end after graduation is going to be well worth their time here at the university. So those are the things that are happening when it comes to the financial aid and the financial solvency piece of the Triton Advising Center, in addition to the academic counselors who are on deck and helping our students guide and chart their way through as they plan their 4 or 5 or 6 year academic journey here at the university. And then eventually, finally, the third prong is really the career development aspect and professionalizing our students. They're getting a lot of that through the academic colleges and schools and the majors and aligning themselves up with the industry. We're here to kind of enhance that by providing platforms that they can then avail to, so that they again continue to be professionalized along the way as students, so that when they get that degree in the end, they are set with the soft skills perhaps out of the internship opportunities and all the various things and all those portfolios that they journey through each of those years that we're providing out of our career development office. But the Triton Advising Center is then this hub and the center to institutionalize a lot of these advising efforts and bring synergy to a lot of it, so that all of our students individually would have a sense of enhanced advising, if you will, in those 3 areas.
And I think that's a beautiful thing, because Cami, please jump in as you see fit. But it's not just, okay, let's hook a prospective college student up with like a source of funding, and then off you go. Good luck in passing your classes. You guys are actually setting students up not only to be let in and to be able to to pursue their education, but also to make sure they succeed. And there's a marked difference between those two cases.
Right. So we just want to make sure that, you know, student success is our main priority, especially with our specialists working so hard to make sure that they are aware of all the options available to them, whether it be academic advisement, financial advisement, and the career portion of it all. We have so much in the works coming out of our Triton Advising Center. We have platforms to help advise students in careers, such as our UConnect and Handshake platform, but that's something that maybe hopefully we can bring our specialists on again to speak about. And then, you know, it's all about wanting to maintain that partnership or that relationship with the students to make sure that they have somebody to turn to whenever they need help. So we want to be that central we want to be that central hub for, you know, if they're lost, they know where to go, and we'll always be there to provide that assistance and support, you know, guidance along the way to help them, you know, be prepared when they graduate.
Very cool, because you know so many times, whether, and most importantly when you're an undergrad, I mean, there's so many different things pulling at you, and like you said, I mean, even as trivial as a use case as that is, Cami, you know, if you're a little bit lost, if you don't know on campus where to go for particular resource, you're like, okay, well, I'm a computer science major. Do I just go to the library, or do I have my own computer lab, or, you know, what time can I use it? You know, can I still be a marine bio major and be in the ROTC program at the same time? Does that really, you know, line up properly and everything like that? You guys are actually giving them a framework to just say, okay, we're going to guide you on your way. All you got to do is study and put in the work.
Oh, yes, for sure. So, you know, I mean, as you mentioned, students like undergrad, we come in, we're fresh out of high school, we don't know where to go, who to talk to, what's our next step. So, you know, the Triton Advising Center, we're the ones who are going to be there to provide that, you know, support and information to them, because a lot of the times our students don't really know their options. They don't know what resources we have available to them. And so that's our priority, is to push that out there and make them aware of everything that we have to offer, so that they know that they're not alone, and, you know, every student matters to us. So we just want to make sure that they're, you know, having their options available to them.
Okay, and I'm sure all of this information and so much more is going to be covered in the webinar that's coming up.
The financial aspect mostly. We're still working on all of the career and the student advisement, but our main priority for this webinar is to provide the financial information to the students, like how to set up a FAFSA or FSA ID, and, you know, go through the whole process. Because sometimes it could be kind of difficult for students to fill out those forms, and, you know, having to wait for word on how to get their loan or accepting their awards. So that's something that we're trying to provide to them, so that they know if they're eligible and how to get through all of that, the whole process for financial aid.
Yeah, Dean Camacho, I'm sure you've had this particular, you know, this hypothetical conversation with, you know, probably hundreds of students in the times that you've, you know, returned to UOG. But, you know, a student comes to you and just says, you know, like, you know, Dean, I want to go there. I see the value in education. I want to get a better job and, you know, like set myself up to be successful and take care of my family. And maybe, you know, I want to unlock the secrets of the universe. I want to be the guy who cures, who cures cancer, who comes up with like this amazing way to teach, you know, young people, or, you know, make the next big internet startup and everything like that. I've just got so many hardships on me, you know, like, you know, maybe I had a death in my family. I couldn't go for, you know, to take care of, you know, like the family ranch or something like that. So when they come to you with these like different stories, what are those conversations like, and what do you say to them to not only show them what resources are available to them directly, but then kind of indirectly also motivate them and say, you know, you can still do this. You know, these opportunities are available to you whenever you want.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we designed something like the Triton Advising Center as a project, right? So we're looking at the holistic ecosystem of support that is available throughout the campus community here, and it becomes a centralized hub for students to get to. And that conversation that you're asking about, I have that individually, but, you know, we're developing a system here to where there's an easy access and an easy way to really find that guidance. See, for instance, this webinar that we're talking about here this morning, we're calling it the Triton's Guide to College Affordability. It's out in the press now. It's all being pushed out, and we're trying to target not just the current students who need that extra added information, if you will, and the webinar for them to be informed, but even the future students who are planning to come here to understand that we have this available. They're not going to be alone when they get here. So it's all about, as our provost have mentioned, no student is left behind, right? So we're in this initiative, and we're after every one of our students, so they don't get to feel that way, as you mentioned, coming in and kind of giving that trivial, okay, I really want to be the rocket scientist, but I just don't know how to get there. Yes, you could, and through these things that we're allowing ourselves to kind of expose to the students in a bigger way, I think is going to be a great thing. So the webinar is a 4-part series, starting on January 12th, 13th, 14th, and then on the 18th, right? So January 12th is, Cami had alluded to, is financial aid overview, right? Talking about the different types of financial aid, setting up a tuition payment plan, if you will, and much more on that particular day. And then on the second day is really filling out the FAFSA form and understanding the intricacies and the frequently asked questions through the financial aid office, so that students can be successful and not be intimidated with that big application process, if you will. And then 14th is scholarship information. So again, we're going to come back on the 14th and have the students understand all the available scholarships, the available opportunities for employment here on campus, and even internship opportunities that are going to be paid for. And then on the 18th is really the money management for adults, is what we're calling that particular session. But it is really on learning on the financial solvency and learning how to stretch that dollar, and really to showcase to the students that when you do stay the course and you eventually graduate, your efforts and your investment now is going to be well worth it in the future.
All right. So, Cami, is there any place that people need to know where to go, where to register, or is there a website they can go to? Do they have to register, or can they just tune in?
Yes, they can register. We actually have a flyer out, and on that's a QR code, but you can find the information also on our TAC website. If you go to uog.edu, just type in Triton Advising Center in the search bar, and it would be there. We've actually sent out a lot of our, the flyers to GDOE, the counselors, our UOG TRIO program, Upward Bound, and ETS students. We're working to get out the word, to the community. So hopefully
we're going to put it on our Instagram story too for KWIT
Okay,
News.
great. Yes.
We want to help you guys as much as we can.
Yes, thank you, and I'm sure our current Triton students would appreciate that from you, informing them that this is an opportunity for them to
absolutely. One of the many benefits of UOG is, plus, can I just say, like, the swag that you guys have got going on? Cami's got like a lovely polo shirt, and Dean, is that a windbreaker or a fleece?
Yeah, an actual jacket. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. See, membership has its privileges, everybody. You get that really cool thing, and you get to rock that big G. So, guys, thank you so much, and thank you for making this opportunity available to our people.
Hey,
That's great. Thank you for having us.
All right, have a wonderful day.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, we have one more segment to get to.